Hi everybody, and once again welcome to Pankaj Sir's Echelon tutorials. In this today's session, we are going to deal with the curriculum IGCSE, and the level is the ninth grade IGCSE curriculum we are going to deal with. The subject is maths. In fact, it is international maths. Okay, and the code for this is 0607. And the topic will be rounding, estimation, lower bound, upper bound. Okay, so these are the topic. Okay, and today's session I am going to deal in the form of a test. You can see here I have written some test number 1. Okay, and this test are containing questions pertaining to this topic only, that is rounding, estimation, lower bound and upper bound. Okay, so in the process of solving this entire test, okay, we'll be doing this topic as well. So let us get started with this question answer session itself. Okay, so it's a form of a test, and this test we are going to write the solution for this test. Okay, so the very first question that I can see here is question number 5. Right, now question number 5 says that if A is equal to 3.1 and B is equal to say 7.3, and this is correct to one decimal. Okay, correct to one decimal place. Okay, now when you say correct to one decimal place, correct to 1 dp implies that it is 0.1. You have to, the accuracy is 0.1 dp. Okay, fine. And further it says that find the largest possible values of A is 1 is A plus B, the largest value of 1 A plus B, and second you have to find the largest. So you have to find basically the largest value. Okay, find the largest values of A plus B, and the second one is A B minus A. Okay, so this is the question. Now let us see how to deal with these questions. Okay, now of course these are the questions based on upper bound and lower bound. Okay, but then you should know exactly how to deal with these questions. Many a times these questions they come in paper 2. Many a time it comes in paper 4 as well, but mostly in paper 2, and these carry some 2 marks, 1 mark, whatever it is. Okay, but these are very tricky ones. Okay, many a time the students they land up with the wrong answers, right? So how to deal with these questions in a proper way, okay, that I am going to teach you today. So the question is A is given as 3.1, B is given as 7.3. Now these two numbers A and B you have to correct to 1 dp. Okay, after correcting to 1 dp, okay, you have to find the largest value of A plus B and the largest value of B minus A, right? So if you want to find out the largest value of A plus B, so now this is the solution. Okay, so what you will have to do is first, this A, which is equal to 3.1, you will have to write the upper bound and the lower bound of this A. Okay, so upper bound and lower bound, how you have to write on both the sides. You have to take uh, this 0.1. Okay, right, and then take the midpoint of this. Okay, so what is the midpoint of 0.1? 0.1 divided by 2 will be equal to 0.05. So this will be your lower bound, this will be your upper bound, which will be 3.1 plus this number, that is 0.05. That works out to 3.15. Got it? And the lower bound will be this 3.1 minus the half of this 0.1 is 0.05, so minus 0.05. Okay, and this should give you 3.1 minus 0.05. Okay, is 10 minus 5 is 5, and 0 minus 0 is 0. I'm sorry, this is 3.1, no? So 3.15, the lower bound should be no, there's no need of finding the lower bound only. Okay, because we have to just anyway, if you want to find out lower bound, it will be 3.10 minus 0.05. So 10 minus 5 is 5, and then this becomes 0 minus 0 is 0, and this becomes 3.05. So this will be 3.05. So this is your lower bound and this is your upper bound. Okay. Same way for B, which is equal to 7.3. Again, you'll have to find out the upper bound and the lower bound. So up to one decimal place, so you'll have to take your 0.1 and 0.1 and take the midpoint of this, that is 0.05. This is 0.05. Okay. Now all you have to do is you have to add this to get your upper bound, and here you have to subtract, okay, from 7.5 to get the lower bound. Okay. So upper bound will be your 7.55 and lower bound should be 7.50 minus 0.05. That will work out to 10 minus 5 is 5 and this will become 4. So 7.45. Okay. Sorry, 7.45. Right. So you can see that for these two numbers 3.1 and 7.3, I have found out both lower bound and upper bound. Right. Lower bound and upper bound. Now the question is, what is the largest value of a plus b? So for the largest value of a plus b, you will have to take the upper bound of a and the upper bound of b and you will have to add. Then only you will get the largest value of a plus b. So the solution for 1 will be largest value of a plus b will be upper bound of a plus upper bound of b, because it is largest value. So you'll have to take upper bound. So upper bound of this is 3.15. Sorry, a is 3.15 and for b the upper bound is 7.55. If you add up these two, you should get 5 plus 5 10 0. Okay, 1 carried 5 6 7 and then 7 plus 3 10. So you are getting 10.5. Okay, right. 1 second. 3.15 plus 7.55. Let me do this. Sorry, this is not 7.3. This is not 7.5. This is 7.3. Okay, I made a slight mistake. This is 7.3. Okay, yeah. So it has to be 7.3 over here. So 7.3 minus 7.3 plus, this will be 7.35. This will be 7.25. Got it? So this will be, upper bound will be 7.35. Okay. See, now it will work. 7.35. So 3.15 plus 7.35 will give you 10. 1 carried, 3 plus 1, 4 plus 1, 5, and then 7 plus 3, 10. So 10.5. And the answer has to be 10.5. Okay. So the largest value of a plus b will be 10.5. Right. Now the second part of the question is, you have to find the largest value of b minus a. Okay, you have to find the largest value of b minus a, right? So for the largest value of b minus a, yeah, b should be taken as the upper bound and a should be taken as the lower bound. This will give you the largest value. Okay, so the answer for this will be, for b the upper bound is what? It is 7.35. Okay, this one. So you'll have to take 7.35 minus, for a you'll have to take lower bound. So a ka lower bound is 3.05. Okay, now this should work out to how much? 7.35 minus 3.05. This will be 0, this will be 3, and this will be 4. So the answer should be 4.3. Got it? So these are the right answers for the question number 5. Now let us move on to question number 6, the next one. Question number 6. Okay. Now question number 6, I'll get this down for you. That's enough. So question number 6 is this one. Okay. And it says that if x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 7, you can see here x is equal to 5, y is equal to 7. Okay. To one significant figure, to one SF. Okay. You have to round it to one SF. Okay. Find the largest and the smallest values of, and the sub questions are 1 x plus y, 2 y minus x, 3 x upon y. That's it. Okay, so these are the values you have to find out, the largest as well as the smallest value you have to find out. So as usual, you will what you will do is, now this is the solution. Okay, x equal to 5 and y is equal to 7. So what you will do is, for 5 and 7 you are going to find out the upper bound and the lower bound, correct to 1 SF. Okay, now this is 5. Okay, now rather you take it as 5.0. Now 5 is a number, correct to 1 SF. What will be the upper bound? So 1 SF means here you'll have to take 6.0, here you'll have to take 4.0. Go half the way of this, so this will be 5.5. Go half the way over here, this will be 4.5. So this is your uh, you know upper bound, and this is your lower bound. Understood? Either you take 6 and 4 over here, or for 1 SF, see, 1 SF is equal to 0. Or rather you can take okay, you take this only. 1 SF, the upper bound will be 5.5 and the lower bound will be this one. Okay, similarly for 7, okay, the this side will take 8.0 and here you will take 7.0. Okay, so the midpoint here will be, here you will take 6.0. Okay, so your midpoint will be 7.5 over here, and here the midpoint will be 6.5. So this happens to be your upper bound and the lower bound. So once you have determined the upper bound and the lower bound of both the numbers 5 and 7, now you can deal with these questions. Okay, so the first one is the largest and the smallest, both value they want. So largest value of x plus y will be what? It will be the upper bound of x plus upper bound of y. So you'll have to take both the upper bounds, so 5.5 plus 7.5, which works out to 13. Okay, and the smallest value will be, smallest value of x plus y will be, now if you want the smallest value, then this x you will have to take lower bound. Okay, lower bound of x, and minus oh sorry, for both you will have to take lower bound of x, and you add to that the lower bound of y. Okay, now what is the lower bound of x and y? 4.5 and 6.5. So you add that 4.5 and 6.5. This should give you 11. So the answer for this first part is 13 and 11. Okay, this is the largest value, this is the smallest value of x plus y. Got it? Now coming to the second question, sub question 2. Sub question 2 is, again you have to find the largest and the smallest values of, this time it is y minus x. It is a difference. So first, the largest value of y minus x, how you will get? For largest value of y minus x, you'll have to take the upper bound of y, and here you'll have to take the lower bound of x, isn't it? Then only the value of y minus x will be largest. So upper bound of y is how much? It is 7.5 minus lower bound of x is how much? Lower bound of x is 4.5. See, this is your x, this is your y. Okay. So x ka lower bound is 4.5. So I will write here minus 4.5. Now this should work out to 3.0 or rather 3. Okay. So largest value for y minus x you got. Now you have to find out the smallest value of y minus x. Now smallest value of y minus x, how you will get this? You will have to take the lower bound. Okay. Lower bound of y minus this you will have to take again lower bound of x, isn't it? So lower bound of y is 6.5 minus lower bound of x will be same, that is 4.5. So this if you work out it will be 6 minus 4 2. Okay. So the answer for this is 3 and 2. Got it? For y minus x the answer is 3 and 2. It should be rather 3 and 1, not 2. Let me check. Lower bound of y is how much? Let me check. Lower bound of y. It is 6.5, right? And lower bound of, no, this you will have to take upper bound. Okay. You want the smallest value of y minus x. So here you will have to take upper bound. Okay. X you will have to take upper bound. And upper bound of x is how much? Upper bound of x is 5.5. This is the upper bound of x, right? 5.5. So here I'll have to take 5.5. 6.5 minus 5.5. Now this should work out to 5 minus 5 is 0 and 6 minus 5 is 1, right? So here you should get 1, right? This will be 1. So your answer will be this 3 and 1. This is the answer for the largest and the smallest value of y minus x, right? Third sub question is you have to find the largest and the smallest value of x upon y. Okay, x upon y. So largest value of x upon y will be if you want the largest value, then this should be upper bound of x and this should be lower bound of y. Now upper bound of x is how much? It is 4.5, no sorry 5.5, and the lower bound of y is 6.5. Okay, so it should be 5.5 upon 6.5, right? 5.5 upon 6.5. Now if you work out this 5.5 upon 6.5, you should get the answer as 0.8. Now to get the smallest value of x upon y, what you will do, you are going to take now the lower bound of x divided by, here you are going to take upper bound of y. Lower bound of x divided by upper bound of y. See, when you take lower bound of x, the numerator will become smaller, and when you take upper bound of y, the denominator will become bigger. So when the numerator is smaller and the denominator is bigger, okay, the fraction value will be smaller. That is the logic. So here lower bound of x you are going to take as what is the lower bound of x? Is it 4.5? Yes. So here you will be taking 4.5, and upper bound of y you will be taking 7.5, and 4.5 divided by 7.5 should give you the answer as 0.6. Okay, so your answers are 0.8 and 0.6 for the third, which is also correct. So that was our question number 6. Okay, so two questions we solved in this particular test. Okay, and the remaining two questions, that is 7 and 8, I'll be dealing in the next video because now I'm running out of time. So in the next video definitely I'll be coming up with the another two questions, and we'll proceed with this test. Okay, so that's all for today, and thank you for being with me. And if you happen to like my video, please subscribe my channel. Take care. Bye.